precisely 1:15. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. News edited by Catherine Pereira and read by Sharifa Tahir. Headlines. Plans have been made to bring back tourists to the island from Friday. The construction work of the Central Expressway is being carried out efficiently under the present government. The police request the people to be more vigilant and to prevent malpractices happening during the festive season. 370 new corona-infected persons were identified yesterday. The COVID death toll rises to 181. News overseas, international alarm grows over new variant. Local news in detail. Minister Ramesh Pathirana says that the necessary preparation is being made to bring back the tourists to the country from Friday. This program will be implemented on following the health guidelines. He made these remarks at a media briefing held in Colombo today. Minister Keheli Rambukwala says that the reason for the delay of the construction work of the Central Expressway has led to the improper construction activities carried out during the last government period. At the Cabinet Information Media briefing held today in Colombo, he said that the construction work of the Central Expressway is being carried out efficiently under the present government. The government has also decided to utilize 5.6 hectares of land to expand the industrial park in Kandy. Cabinet approval has been received to hand over this land to the Sri Lankan Investment Board as a free land grant. 210 million rupees has been allocated to provide uniforms of Dhamma school teachers. The government is preparing to produce urea fertilizer locally to save 26 billion rupees spent annually on urea fertilizer imports. The annual requirement of urea fertilizer in Sri Lanka is around 340,000 metric tons, and the total quantity is currently imported. The amount spent for this is in 2019 alone is 26 billion rupees. Parantan Chemicals has submitted a project proposal to the government to conduct a feasibility study to explore the possibility of producing urea fertilizer locally. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation giving you the news.
HDFC Smart Goals. All it takes is 3 years.
Continuing with more stories here at home. According to Epidemiology Unit of the Health Ministry, 370 new COVID-19 cases were reported so far yesterday. Among the positive cases identified are 364 close contacts of the infected from Palayagoda COVID-19 cluster and 6 are foreign arrivals, including 3 from Sudan and 1 each from UK, United Arab Emirates and Ivory Coast. According to the Government Information Department report, a total of 37,631 COVID-19 cases have been reported and 8,773 infected patients are being treated at hospitals. Another 433 individuals are currently under investigations in hospitals. Director General of Health Services confirmed Sri Lanka has recorded 5 more COVID-19 related deaths. The new development brings the total number of fatalities in the country to 181. One of the victims is a 68-year-old inmate who was detained at the Valikada prison. He had died of COVID-19 pneumonia while receiving treatment at the prison hospital on December 17th. A 55-year-old man who was residing in Colombo 15 fell victim to the virus on December 19th while receiving medical care at the Colombo National Hospital. The cause of death was recorded as COVID-19 pneumonia and severe kidney infection. Another man from Darga town died at his home on December 18th. The 77-year-old had been suffering from blood infection, heart disease and COVID-19 infection. A 63-year-old woman from Magona area has died of blood infection, diabetes, high blood pressure and heart disease exacerbated by COVID-19 virus. Another man aged 83 fell victim to the virus on December 20th. He was transferred from Colombo National Hospital to Homagama Base Hospital upon testing positive for the virus. He was identified as a resident of Colombo too. That's local news.
Darling, our daughter has top O-level results. Do you know what this means?
Yes, just 3 years and she'll be going abroad for her degree.
For which we'll need a bank loan.
But is a normal loan the smartest option?
What else?
The smartest way is to start an HDFC Smart Goals account.
Let your child begin their degree with no delays. Start an HDFC Smart Goals account. Call 2356 888.
Honey, you're so smart.
HDFC Smart Goals. All it takes is 3 years.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. Siddhalepa, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. Siddhalepa, the Vidya Mahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vidya Mahatmya.
Police media spokesman DIG Ajit Rohan informs the general public to take necessary measures to safeguard from the looting and many other malpractices being carried out during the forthcoming festive season. There are more room for money looting incidents at the festive season. Therefore, he said the people should pay more attention in this regard. He also requested the people to follow the quarantine rules during Christmas and New Year period.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vidya Mahatmya.
Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhalepa.
And on Watchlight, the residents in Valley Vitia complain that various malpractices are being carried out in Mabimdala Reserve belongs to the Valley Vitia Divitra Pradesh Sabha. They point out that it is the responsibility of authorities to safeguard this reserve, which is consisted of 600 acres of land. This is for the attention of the chairman of the Valley Vitia Divitra Pradesh Sabha. Moving on to world news headlines. International alarm grows over new variant. US President-elect Joe Biden gets vaccine live on TV. UK and France to set out plan to restart freight. World news in detail. There is growing international alarm over a new variant of the coronavirus in the UK, with a host of countries imposing travel bans. More than 40 countries have barred UK arrivals as the EU held talks on forming a common policy. Sweden banned foreign travellers from Denmark after cases of the variant were discovered there. The new strain is more transmissible, but there is no evidence it is more deadly. As the list of countries imposing travel restrictions on the UK grew, the World Health Organization sought to put the risks in context. President-elect Joe Biden has received his first dose of the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine, saying he was getting the jab to show Americans it is safe to take. Mr. Biden joins a growing number of political leaders getting the jab, including Vice President Mike Pence and House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. On Sunday, the rollout began for a second vaccine by Moderna, which was approved last week. More than 500,000 Americans are said to have now been vaccinated. Finally, on world news, lorry drivers in Kent have spent a second night sleeping in their vehicles waiting for the border with France to reopen as politicians thrash out a plan to restart the flow of freight. France shut the border for 48 hours on Sunday, leaving 900 lorries stacked up near Dover amid fears over a new coronavirus variant in the UK. Other European countries are talking about how to coordinate their response. More than 40 countries have now banned UK arrivals due to the mutation. That's on World News. Development news. Agreements have been signed to construct another 2,400 houses under the housing project implemented by the aid of Indian government. The relevant agreement was signed by the Indian High Commissioner in Sri Lanka, Gopal Bagle, and Secretary on the State Ministry of Housing and Construction, K.R. Abegunawardene, in Colombo recently. 1,200 million rupees has been allocated for the construction of houses. Sports news. South African captain Quinton de Kock said yesterday he and his players felt a responsibility to ensure future tours of South Africa can take place by strictly adhering to COVID-19 protocols. He said the South African team were remaining in quarantine in a biobubble facility outside Pretoria ahead of a 2-match test series against Sri Lanka that starts in nearby Centurion on Saturday. The players were adhering to a strict regime of room service meals, social distancing and training in small groups pending a COVID test today. Both teams are staying in the same country club facility, but de Kock said there was no direct contact. That's on sports news. Moving on to business news. The businessmen in Turkey have been invited to make an observation on Sri Lankan produced varieties of spices. A session to exchange information on Sri Lankan spices was organized by the Sri Lankan Embassy office in Turkey recently. The session was held with the participation of Sri Lanka Export Development Board and Turkey-Sri Lanka Business Council. That's on business news.
Economic news. Courtesy of
Business deals now easy. It just takes a few taps only. Anytime, get it done, all connected. Best discounts with Wheel Time. LOLC Wheel Time. Now download LOLC Finance Real Time app for your LOLC savings account. Attractive interest rates, transactions anytime, anywhere with a zero cost and no benefits.
And on economic news, arecanut cultivation will be expanded in the Hambantota district as an export economic cultivation. The cultivation activities will be carried out under the guidance of Export Agriculture Department. Assistant Director of the Hambantota district of the Export Agriculture Department, PM Jayatilaka, said that at present 250,000 arecanut plants have been given for cultivators.
Congratulations on your promotion. Heard you gave a treat for everyone in your department yesterday.
Yeah.
When will be our treat, huh?
Well, how about today?
Oh no, I was just joking. We'll have a party with your new salary.
It's fine. I have my LOLC credit card with me. Let's go out today.
Those who spread goodness radiate happiness to everyone around them. Introducing LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
And on the weather report, the Met Department says prevailing showery condition is expected to continue further over northern and eastern parts of the country. Showers will occur at times in northern, eastern, north central, central and Nuva provinces and in Hambantota district. Heavy falls above 100 millimeters can be expected at some places in eastern and Nuva provinces and in Poranarua, Matala and Nuwara districts. Showers or thunder showers will occur elsewhere after 1 p.m. and heavy falls above 100 millimeters can be expected at some places. With that weather update, we conclude the afternoon bulletin of news.